touching the mouse and everything, right?
Okay. So you got some new stuff coming up going on? Nah, nothing new.
From the heart of VA where the truth don't sleep. AK and crews bringing talk that's deep. It's real, raw, no sugarcoat feast. Broadcast live with the beasts of the east. Topics that hit from the block to the booth. No fluff, just fire and a dose of the truth. Cruising, radio 128. Tune in and vibe, don't be late. Let's talk Tuesday, come and ride the wave. AK and crews got the words to say. From 7:30 to 9:30 we go strong. Keeping Richmond real all night long. Let's talk Tuesday where the people speak. Cruising radio, we bring the heat. So lock in, lean back, get in your zone. AK and cruise the mics, they're gone. Politics, love, what's hot in the street. Culture, the grind, what makes us complete. Voices of the people, Richmond pride. AK drops gems, crews rise the vibe. It's not just a show, it's a movement real tight. Breaking down the noise, shedding truth and light. So every Tuesday night, don't miss the beat. Cruise Inc.'s live in the combos elite. Keep it real, keep it live. Voices rise, we testify. Keep it true, through and through. AK and crews, they talk for you. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk Tuesday, come and ride the wave. AK crews got the words to say. From 7:30 to 9:30 we go strong. Keeping Richmond real all night long. Let's talk Tuesday where the people speak. Cruising radio, we bring the heat. So lock in, lean back, get in your zone. AK crews, the mics they're gone. Keep it real, keep it live. Voices rise, we test. Through and through, AK and crews, they talk for you. Let's talk Tuesday, come and ride the wave. AK and crews got the words to say. From 7:30 to 9:30 we go strong. Keeping Richmond real all night long. Let's talk Tuesday where the people speak. Cruising radio, we bring the heat. So lock in, lean back, get in your zone. AK and crews, the mics they're thrown.
And good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Let's Talk Tuesday. Well, my oh, the audience ain't with us tonight. Again, we are glad to be here. We're going to have another great show. This wonderful lady that's sitting beside me, you all know her, but before we get into all that, and I read this beautiful bio, I'm not going to read it all because most of y'all, if you all don't know her by now, you've been sleeping up on the rock, and shame on you. But what we have to do is keep the lights on. How do we do that? By talking about our sponsor, the G Law Firm. Have you been injured? It's no fault of your own. Contact the G Law Firm, 804-226-4111. Why? It's because they're reliable, they're relentless, and they have a great reputation. Their attorneys have been involved in accidents as well, so they know exactly what to expect. And you want to know what to expect for your case as well. So get a proven law firm that will give you all the nuts and bolts about your case. Before you call anybody else, before you call them people that's out to be talking about the dog and all that kind of stuff, make sure you call the G Law Firm first, all right? And let them know that you heard this on Let's Talk Tuesday and also on Cruise Inc. Radio 102.8, your internet radio station for school, jazz, R&B, gospel, and more. All right. We know our guest come in on her flight. She got that private jet going on and everything. I said I was going to act right then. I got the sheriff in the house tonight, so I got to behave. I cannot come out with the shenanigans, so oh well, y'all catch that next week. How you doing, Sheriff?
I'm well. How about so?
I have no complaints. I'm too scared to complain.
Hey, no complaints. Hey, y'all.
Hey, Seal.
Hey,
Yeah. Did you get the presidential escort?
well.
Hey, Sheriff. I'm
so happy you're here with us again.
Glad to be here.
Again.
Absolutely. Listen, you and I have talked to, man, it's I can't even count the times that we've interviewed on different platforms. And one thing I will say right off the grip here is that you are always available when your schedule allows to talk to everybody. You're very involved in the community, and you've been busy this year.
Been very busy.
Uh, Absolutely. What was the last event? Was this back to school, right?
Back to school this past weekend was one of the events that we had.
Okay. And just an approximate, how many kids were you all and families were you able to service this year?
So kids overall, with all the things that we do, I can't even begin to count. I know they had at the Hair Palace this
Okay.
weekend. They had thousands of kids out there. They gave
Wow.
away a lot of school book bags, and we were just a part of that event, and we were happy to be a part of it to help young people get ID cards for school,
Mhm.
making sure they had school supplies and different material that their parents may need for gun safety, and making sure that they were able to keep up with their kids. And we do over 150 events probably a year. We're halfway there. We're just waiting for
Halfway.
waiting for the rest of the year and waiting for our bigger events, which come with our holidays. After back to school, we go right into trunk or treat, which is right on our parking lot. This year, RPD, since they moved in, will be partnering with us as a part of that event.
Excuse me.
And then we'll have our Thanksgiving, our Christmas things that we do with my partnering organization. But our big thing is every month, our food distribution, which is this weekend, and we'll be distributing to whomever it is that may need, and also delivering to our seniors. We deliver to our seniors. We know they can't get out, so we make sure that we get the food to them or one of the sites on our map that they can go to the site and actually get food.
That is awesome. You know, and refreshing, I saw something that I really forgot that you are, run one of the largest sheriff's department in the Commonwealth.
Yes.
I did not know that until I went back and did a little bit of homework.
Oh,
And
wow.
I forgot, you know. And also, I don't think the last time you were here, you are the only doctor that's a sheriff, and a sheriff that's a doctor.
Yes, you can say that. We do have a young man down in Florida. He has a degree as well. So mine is a PhD, and his is in another subject. So I'm glad to have him on board with that. And we just keep trying to strive to do good things and show people that we're just not about the law enforcement side of it, but we want to make sure that the intellectual side of it that we also know and are aware, so that we can be in touch with the community and know how to sit in every room that there is. He's also a black male, black
nice.
Female, so we support each other in what we do.
That's awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to your colleagues, Petersburg, Henrico, and yourself, there's no other, locality with as many black female sheriffs within the geographical area like you all are.
Yeah, right in our tri-cities we have, and then we have Karen Bowden, who's down in our Tidewater area, and then we have a couple other females on our association. So, we're moving in and we're moving up and taking over what's going on with the sheriffs here in the state of Virginia.
And that's going to be very inspirational for the young women to see women of color doing great things and being great examples. Is that something that, because I know you're involved with the Boys and Girls Club, that has been a part of your profile and goal for a long time, man?
It has been. We always want to make sure that individuals can see things in order to know that they can achieve things. You don't know what it is that you can do, especially if you never get to see it. So if you can see someone else be it, then you know that it's something that's attainable for you and you can reach that goal. So we've always, me, myself, and the other females that we have, want to make sure that we're out there and we're presentable and we're present and have a good presence in the community. when young ladies are looking for a role model or an example, they can see it in us, in the communities that we serve.
How many boys and girls club are there here in Richmond? I didn't think it was that many.
It's not that many, and now the one that I grew up with, the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club, has actually, it's now called, it's no longer called the Salvation Army because the Boys and Girls Club. So we still deal with the same individuals that we have been. Of course, we're in the same place, 3701 R Street, and then we have the Teen Center, which is a part of the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, wow.
So now our at the Salvation Army, we're not connected, but we still are in a lot of different ways. But we're connected more so with the Salvation Army now.
Let's just rewind a little bit because you said a lot of things that you guys have going on. So what time? I know you said you distributed food this weekend. So what time is that lineup? What time are people actually getting there?
Well, lately people have been getting there at midnight.
Wow.
We actually state
For
that
Saturday morning?
for Saturday morning, they'll get there at midnight for Saturday. We start distribution at 9. I try to start a little early because I do know that people have been in line. It was a point where they were at 4 o'clock, then it was 2 o'clock, then it was 1 o'clock and 12 o'clock. People are really in need. And we try to make sure that we're able to assist as many people as we possibly can.
Wow.
People always ask us, they'd be like, "Where's 10 o'clock?" And you all have already ran out. Yep. Sometimes I try to start at 8. If we can get our volunteers on time, usually our volunteers start to show up once it gets light outside because, of course, now it gets light after 6 o'clock.
Right.
But we're there. My team are there in the beginning, setting up and doing that work. And then our volunteers come in. We've had more and more volunteers lately.
Oh, great.
That's great. The D9 has a challenge, and they finally got the Qs on board. But there are a lot of individuals that come out, and we also provide community service hours for our young people.
Okay.
They're going back to school. A lot of them did it for the summer. Some parents brought their kids when they came from out of state, or their relative, whomever that may be, so that they can get those community service hours. They give us the child's name in the school, and I write the letter directly to the school as to what the young person was doing.
Oh,
That's awesome. That is awesome. Do you have any internships for the colleges in the area?
We have internships, but our internships are not paid internships. Our internships, we work with the actual universities, and they give us what the goals and objectives are for the young people that are at school, and they tell us what it is they want them to achieve. We have them to come in, we work with them. We have hired a couple of people from our internship programs from Virginia State and Virginia Union. So we've hired a couple of those young people, and they are doing pretty well.
nice.
That is awesome stuff. Now, you also, talking about being busy, you have a foundation. Tell us about the foundation.
The foundation is built for inner city youth, also seniors and just different communities. I remember growing up and not having a lot of things and not being able to do some things. So I vowed that if I was up in a position where I could help other people, that I would make sure that I was able to do that. We recently teamed up with Ray Neblett on his basketball camp. Ray and I have been doing the camp now for quite some time. But we do a lot of different things, especially during the holidays and back to school. We teamed up with Dr. Snap and Seat at My Sister's Table to assist some young people with computers for school. We went out and got MacBooks for them. We gave out gift cards for $500, $1,000 to young people that could help them buy stuff for their dorm rooms and things of that nature. So we just want to make sure that we can make your life comfortable for young people. Not saying that every young person is going to go to an academic school. If it's vocational that you want to do, please do so. You can make a good living and be a great entrepreneur in a vocational trade. So we want to encourage individuals just to do what they feel they are comfortable at doing, what they enjoy doing, and be a part of the economic development in our city or our surrounding cities.
Nice. So let's go back to the trunk or treat.
Okay.
What time do that start?
Trunk or treat, usually we try to have the parking lot emptied out by 2 p.m.
Okay.
So that our trunk people, as you want to call them, the trunkers, can come in and load up the trunk with candy. So about 4 o'clock, and then we normally start about 5. Kids will be lined up at 3. We have to keep them behind the lines. It'll be different this year. This is the first year that, as I stated, that RPD has actually moved in. Last year they were building, so we had to keep the kids away from that area. But this year, I've already spoken to Chief Edwards, and he's on board to do this and be a part of what it is that we have going on. He's always there since he's been in office, and all of the police chiefs since I've been with the City of Richmond in this capacity have always participated in the events that we have, and I appreciate that. But we have thousands of kids. They come in all different types of hours. The kids feel safe. Their parents feel safe.
Right.
Even some of the ladies and gentlemen that are inside our facility, they know that their kids are in a safe environment. They get plenty of candy. We had, I believe, over 10,000 pounds of candy last year.
Yes.
And they said the goal is 12,000 pounds of candy this year to make sure that all kids get a taste of candy. I'm a big kid when it comes to candy, so I always make sure that I test the candy first. But all of our candy is scanned to ensure that the candy is good. Candy is donated, as well as my staff go out and they buy candy, and they put a challenge on me. As much candy as they buy, I have to buy. So to make sure that we
that's a lot of candy.
so that we can meet our goal, because we know we have a lot of kids that come. And you can come early or you can come late. And again, it's a safe environment, and we have parking. We have plenty of staff members that are out and about, and we just want to make sure that the kids can have a great time. We have law enforcement and public safety from all over the city and our Tri-Cities areas that come to the event, as well as just different community people that come in that just want to be a part of this event, because they also feel it's a safe environment for young people to be in. And it's on a Saturday this year.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's on a Saturday.
On Saturday, yep.
So it's going to be interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. So how many trunkers are out there?
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
The lot is full.
Yeah.
So we have half a lot from what we used to have. So I'm hoping that there are at least 100 trunks out there.
Oh, my
But last year we didn't know exactly how to gauge it. So we cut back on the numbers to make sure that we had enough room for the kids to move around safely. But now we know that we have at least that whole half a lot that we can put trunks in and different things. We're not sure if we'll have the helicopter again this year, but we have had it before and the kids really enjoyed it. Somebody's asked about us having horses and things of that nature. So we're still in the planning stages.
Okay.
We know we'll have candy.
Right.
The candy part is the most important part for our young people.
I was there, came through there last year, and everything that she indicated about the safety, AK coming in, even though they know me, my little bag of candy, they check that too. It's like, hey, no, we know you, but we checking your candy all the same. So,
Nice.
And
Nice.
again, safety is paramount. And you just see people coming from down the hill, around the corner. And I think a lot of people got really kick out of the slingshots being there.
Oh, yeah.
Because those guys and ladies have their slingshots lit up, and it is like a phenomenal sight.
Nice.
And then you get people that decorate their vehicles and put their candy in the trunk. So it's a great experience. I enjoy walking around. And Sheriff be moving around. And last year I had to chase her a little bit because she was rolling, and I was trying to catch her for an interview. And before I can get around the one lane, she was over at the other lane. I was like, all right, I'll go back around. I catch her on the other side. But yeah, it's a great event. You all do a phenomenal job. And AK, they have what do y'all call? Is it the laundry baskets?
We have the big laundry carts that we have filled with candy.
Yes.
So big, large laundry carts.
And they be rolling them out. I'm like, we ain't talking about one. We talk about a lot of them. So yeah, I had about 500 pounds of candy myself in my pocket.
And some of the kids, they go around a couple of times. They'll go get another parent. They'll come back, and you can get as much candy as you like. We don't do the one piece of candy, 2 pieces of candy. Some people hand get a little heavy, and when they're passing out candy, but we have enough candy.
Yeah.
And we try for our trunkers not to bring any additional candy, because if they do, again, the candy has to be scanned before they can actually give it out. We don't encourage food, that they would bring actual food. Some people bring chips or whatever that is, which is something that's still closed in a package, but we also take those through the scanner.
Okay. Any other things that no coolers and all that are allowed, and things along that line? Is there any other items that people know so they don't come wagging that stuff down there this year?
We really don't need anything. We have plenty of water. We'll give water to those persons that are there, as well as the kids if they need water. There's plenty of candy. We have restrooms that we allow the individuals to go in. We hope they don't stay that long that they have to go to the restroom, because they're so excited about getting candy. They come in and they go on back out. But you don't have to bring anything with you but yourself. Bring your phone or your camera, because lots of people are taking lots of pictures. We give out gifts for the truckers, and we also give out gifts, which are gift cards that I do for our young people.
Okay.
We'll look at the different outfits they have on and take pictures.
Oh,
We'll
nice.
give them out for the best costume, young, older, and even some of the adults, because some of their costumes are really interesting as well.
Yep. Interesting is a good word. For
Interesting. And a lot of our contractors and facilitators, they also they participate. They dress up. Our staff members, they also dress up just to be a part of the event and bring
Oh,
their
nice.
family members as well.
Oh,
Families
nice.
come from all over. It's not
Yeah.
just in the Richmond area. We have people from Richmond and Hanover,
What?
Henrico, Chesterfield, Petersburg. We have people that come from all over, and
Are you
we really do
serious?
appreciate
Oh,
the fact that people trust us with their kids
Yeah.
during that evening, because it can have its whatever's on
Yeah.
that particular night.
Yeah, it's just, we gonna talk about them negative people out there. Y'all just stay away, but we just hope that, again, this year, I don't recall any major incidents anywhere in the city, but we're praying for the same thing, no incidents. I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. You have a lot going on for the residents of our Justice Center. Have you added any more programs in terms of continuing education, trade, since the last time that we spoke? When did the CDLs?
The last time we spoke, we were talking about CDL, and we are still looking for a CDL instructor, but we do have the opportunity to use a simulator where they actually learn how to drive, just like a simulator when we were in school where we learned how to drive, as well as they do the book part. They can
Okay.
do the book part of it. We had a small hiccup with DMV. There's some of the laws changes in reference to individuals having to go to DMV to take some of the tests, and a lot of our individuals aren't qualified to be able to go out to DMV.
Okay.
But we do all of the other practical parts of it, except for the actual behind the wheel. But we're working on that to try to get a few more people involved with that. We've had a few of our students that are in our cosmetology and barbering class
Okay.
to actually pass the state board, and a couple of them are actually working in shops. We've done at least one feature on one of our young people that have passed, and I was just in the back upstairs yesterday, a couple of days ago, and the young lady said, "I got my bags packed. I'm all ready for my exam. I've been studying, and I guarantee you, Ms. Irving, I'm gonna pass."
That's awesome.
And we talked about her plan as to what does that look like once you pass,
Right.
and once you get out. She's already spoken to a shop where she's going to be working when she gets out, and that's important.
Yeah.
I went up and down a lot of the streets a couple of summers ago when we first started talking about it, and asked some of the shops would they hire some of our individuals once they passed. They thought I was joking at first.
Right.
Then I told them, I said, "Hey, watch this." We did the video of of our people actually participating in the class. And then one of the guys said, "Well, you seem like you're serious. If you can get one of these guys to pass the test, I have a booth waiting for them." So that is one of the ways that we encourage them and motivate them to do their very best.
Nice.
Okay.
A couple of them took the test, but they went on to GOC, so then they have to do whatever once they come back home.
Yeah.
But they'll be ready and prepared. We had one young lady to go to Kentucky,
Wow.
and she said she wasn't going to stay here. She passed the board,
Okay.
and she had made her plans to go somewhere else. We try to encourage them to make sure that they get a plan that they can work, and not just talk about a plan. Put your plan down in writing. Make sure you communicate what that looks like, and that you have different avenues to make those plans
Nice.
work out. So that's one of the other bigger things that we do. And we're doing a lot of things with trauma-informed care, trying to make sure that people understand the tragedies and traumas that they've lived through. I myself have gone through some of them, and I know what it's like and how hard that can be, especially if you're trying to overcome it by yourself.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we can put things in place and help them to understand who they are and who it is that they actually want to be when they go back to their family. Me growing up, I had, which we call it the Boys and Girls Club, but now it's called Red Shield. I had a place where I could go, and I got involved in sports, which helped me to go through some of the tragedies that I actually, had to go through growing up in Creighton, and then, moving on to, just staying in the city and moving throughout the neighborhoods and doing the different things that we did. So I just try to make sure that I remember those things and that somehow I made it through, and want to make sure that I'm doing my part to make sure that the people that look like me, come from my communities, or some of their family members have been a part of what has gone on in this community, they can be a productive member of our communities.
That is awesome.
So what do you say to someone that's coming out? They're coming out, they're going home to their family, but they look at you and say, I don't have a family to go to. What do you say to them? Where are they going?
Well, we have discharge planners, and we have a reentry team that actually, we start the reentry when they enter. We give them case managers when they're ready to find out where they are in their journey and where it is that they want to be in their journey. We try to reconnect them with their family, but their family has to be ready and they have to be ready. If they don't have a home, we have facilities that we can connect them to ensure that they can go out and be productive and have somewhere to stay. Some of the biggest things that we run into is the same things, whether you're incarcerated or not, is poverty, and the lack of housing. There's so many unhoused people that have situations that they have no control over. And I know people say, well, you do have control over, you have a house, you have this, but oftentimes you get into situations that you get so deep into that you just can't, it's not an immediate get out. So we have to teach them how to work that plan, how to put that plan together, how to, again, get back with their family, or sometimes get away from their family.
Right.
Because oftentimes the family and family members can be a part of what your problems are. So we want to make sure that we can put them in a better situation. Process can be difficult, but progress is even more difficult. Trying to follow the process and making progress in your life, not in the life of somebody else, but just to make progress in your own life. Oftentimes you have to shake off some of the people that's in your life to understand who you are and what it is that you need to do. And if you're not even 100%, but if you're not more than 50% sure of who you are, then there's no way you can help and be a part of somebody else's life, because then you're trying to understand them when you haven't understood yourself. So we try to make sure that we can continue to provide hope. We have a lot of programming. We have a lot of people that come in and facilitate. Our religious services have really, grown lately. We have all types of religious services and participants in our facility. We want to make sure that they can get that part of their life, and we don't force that on anybody. Whatever it is that you need to do to get you together is what we try to encourage, because life is difficult. It's difficult for us. And we feel that we are doing the things right that we need to do. But it's even more difficult when someone has an addiction, or they have some type of mental concern, or they're socially challenged, or they're educationally different. We want to make sure that we can help them through those crises and through those times in their lives.
Just equating, again, the residents there and to kids that are in school. A lot of times teachers can do all they need to do when they're with the kids, but you talk about going back into an environment where it may not be supportive of the positive things they've been doing all day. And again, as you mentioned, the residents, they get out, but if they don't have that positive environment and going back into the same thing, it's easy to fall back into that habit.
Absolutely. And we tell them that it's a process for their family members as well. A lot of them have burnt a lot of bridges, and people have put up with a lot and have given them a lot. And it's always, I'm ready. And you're never ready until you're actually ready. And when you are ready, oftentimes your family members are either not here because they're no longer here, or they're not, available to you because you've not shown them any different. But if we get them into a situation where they can show themselves that they're different and they can believe in themselves, then it's a little bit easier for them to go out and show someone else. But in life, you only have to prove to you.
Mhm.
And once you can prove to you, then other people, they'll catch up and they'll jump on board once they see what you do and not
Right.
what you say.
Yeah, they have to be ready themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can put all the resources in front of them, but if they're not ready,
Yeah.
if they're not willing to do the work and to work towards something better, then what do you do? I mean, you've done what
Yeah.
you could do, but they mentally they have to be ready and accepting the help.
Yeah, and we have to find out what they've gone through.
Yeah.
We don't know if they've had the greatest of life for 25 years and all of a sudden something happens to someone or something happens in their life and their whole life changes. And whether it's mental or medical or whatever that is relationally, whatever that is that happens to them, they're going to go through that until they can get to a point where things become different. And we have to challenge them. And I tell people, I say, I can't care more about what your future looks like than you do.
Hello.
And until you get to the point that you believe in yourself and believe that you can make a difference and make a change, because all of us have to make change. And all of us, none of us are perfect. All of us have been through something. It's just how we ended up going through it, and how many bumps we took and how many bumps we gave back. So we continue to work on that with a lot of young people, but we still have a few older people coming back and forth into our facility.
Have you ever, this may be a little crazy question, but have you ever had anyone that said this to you or anyone on your staff, I just don't want to go home?
Yes, we have, because they don't know what home is like. They don't have anything, they don't have anybody, and we're the best thing going. And it sounds weird. They have stability. They eat every day. They can have programming if that's what they want. They have a community that they live in and people that they are around. So those are the things that they have to work through.
Sheriff, we talk about some people, they get out and things have changed for them out here, and they'll go do something so that they can get, back into the facility. And people said that, that's kind of crazy, but when compared to what they're doing in the streets or the environment they're in, the Justice Center sometimes is the safest place. They get medical care, like so they get fed, they got programs. So, we have to not be so judgmental of people. That's what I found out through my walk is that you never know what somebody's been through and why they've gone down that road.
Absolutely, and we try to tell them that the work that they do while they're inside, it multiplies when they go out, and they have to do even more work. But it's difficult for the individuals that just don't understand. I can't go back to the environment where I came. I asked a young lady the other day, and she said, "I'm getting out, Miss Irving. I'm getting out." I said, "Well, good. What's your plan?" She said, "I plan not to get in trouble." I said, "But what's your plan?"
Right.
She said, "I plan not to do wrong anymore." I said, "But what's your plan?" "What do you mean? What's my plan?" So we talk a lot about what's the plan.
Exactly.
What do you plan to do? How do you plan to get there? What does that all look like for you? And have you thought it through? And it happens. We have people that will get out on Monday and by Friday they're back for whatever that is. We have people that get out and a few days later somebody will tell us something happened to them. Or they went out and did something and now something's happened to them.
Right.
So we have to try to continue to work on that mindset. And letting people know that they have options. I had a young man I actually spoke to today. He said, I said, "Well, what happened?" He was out, he came back, he said, "I need you to help me." He said, "I really need to talk to you and I need you to help me so that this time when I go back, because I'm going to get out," he said, "I need you to help me get it right." And so I told him that we would have that conversation as some other things that's going on with him changes. And he improves in some ways, and we'll see what that looks like. And one of the better things is when they start to ask for help.
Yeah.
When they know that I can't do it by myself.
Right.
And I tell people that are not incarcerated, there's nothing that any of us can do by ourselves. We always need somebody else to help us. We need to make sure that we stay focused and don't get distracted, because people will try to distract you,
Absolutely.
especially when they think you're doing right or trying to do right or moving to the right direction. And are you strong enough to stay focused? And we have to figure out what that looks like for us as individuals, and we really have to deal with them because a lot of people start to not believe in themselves
Yeah.
because of what they've gone through, or who it is that they have to go back to. So we have to look and make sure that they're in a stable environment. And some of the things that they're going through, whether it's some type of trafficking that they may be going through, some type of an addiction that they may be going through, some type of trauma that they may be going through. We have a lot of people that are unhoused. What does that look like? And how do we help them, as you asked, how do we help them
Right.
in that journey?
Yeah.
Because all of us have one.
I
Sure.
was good.
I mean, it's, I'm just sitting here and everything that you've said, it's a lot. It's a lot that you're doing, and everything that you're doing and trying to help folks. You have a staff you're responsible for. I'm sure you got a few knuckleheads in there that you got to deal with. Then you got the folks who actually really want the help, like, I need your help. That's a lot. Mentally, how do you keep yourself together? Just your whole mindset. When you walk into your place of business, what is the first thing that you say to yourself? Because you back at it like in the morning.
Absolutely.
Early in the morning.
Like you're back at it. It's a lot.
It's a lot. I have a lot of conversation with myself. I believe my faith helps me through a lot of it. I have the experiences that I've gone through, and every day is going to be a good day, regardless of how bad it is or how many things that are difficult. Every day is going to be a good day. Trying to make sure that if you're doing right by people, even though when sometimes people are not pleased with what it is that you're doing,
Right.
and people think that you're not doing it for them, or it's not about them, and it's not about anything other than serving the people that we need to serve and trying to make everybody else's day a better day, and try to make people into the best possible individuals that they can be. And it helps me to be a better person. There's still a lot of work I need to do with me, and it helps me to understand what other people are going through, and knowing that even though I may have come through some of those things that they're going through, life continues to get better.
Absolutely. My goal each day that the Lord allows me to get up is to have some type of positive impact on somebody's life. And I talk to any kid that will listen, and they talk about running with cliques and the people. I said, let me help you understand. When you go out here and you get in trouble, your boys are with you out here. But the minute you're on the inside, you won't get a phone call. You're not going to get a postcard. Nobody's going to put nothing on your books except for the people that really care for you. And so while you doing everything with them and expecting for them to do something for you, you're going to be really disappointed. And I think we have to continue, and I saw this in school, is that we have to start reaching for them younger, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Young man, just they had him on the news. He called 911. He had stabbed a young man, and he stabbed him because he said, "Y'all come get me. I'm so tired of life. I'm fed up with life." He was 14 years old.
Wow.
14. Our kids are facing stuff that I don't know if we were just oblivious to it back then, or it's just more of the social media, the all of the access and stuff. And I know this is kind of a wide general question but what do you see, have seen over since 2018 when you first became sheriff with our young people that's totally different now than it was in 2018?
I think one of the things, it may not be a lot different, but a lot of our young people are hurting.
Okay.
A lot of our young people are taking care of themselves, or taking care of younger siblings, or whomever it is that may be in their home, and they need assistance and don't know how to ask, because they're afraid their family member may be taken from them if they're a young person there taking care of their family. And our young people think differently. There's a sense of whatever it is that they want it now.
Right.
And they want to be successful right away, even though they haven't gone through a lot of things. They don't have their parents there with them, and that's a piece of their life that they're missing out on. But there are a lot of kids that are doing well, and a lot of kids that just need you doing a good job, because they see so many other kids get attention because they're not doing well. But we need to make sure that we continue to encourage our young people. Young people have more access. They have more access to social media and phones and going places and doing things, and they have less structure in their homes. And that says nothing different about individuals that have two parents or live in big suburban neighborhoods.
Right.
Same thing, they just have even more access to things and they can do more. And a lot of them hang out in some of our neighborhoods because they want just a normal life. And kids want to be able to just be free. So it's difficult for young people, but again, they have more access to different things and they don't understand a lot of the people that they deal with. Social media and TikTok and, just texting somebody that you don't know, and people luring you into traps to do things and go places. We dealt with a family a few weeks ago at the last food distribution that was having some issues with that. And the signs are there. Parents don't always see them, or family members don't always see the signs of separation, the signs of depression, the signs of I'm no longer talking to the same people that I hung out with, different movements of their kids and what that looks like. Parents don't always ask questions of their kids. Kids have locked doors now that, you were glad to have a door.
Right.
When I was growing up. And definitely didn't have a room to yourself.
Hello.
But
Did not.
and just people not questioning our young people, and a lot of times if we don't question them, they think that we don't care, and they don't understand that we do. And then when we do question them, they think that we, are bothering them. But keep bothering them, keep asking them questions, and keep having expectations. But we also need to make sure that they build expectations for themselves. Again, you can see it. You can be it. You got to believe in it, and we have to get young people to believe in themselves, and they can do and be anything that they want to. I remember being a little kid sitting on the porch in the projects, thinking of all the things I wanted to be. Was this one of them? No. Is this the purpose that I ended up being in? Yes, for now.
Right.
But young people don't see those same types of dreams because they don't happen right away, and they want to be whatever that is right now. And I tell them, work to be your own business owner and see who your best employee is or is not.
Right.
But you have to learn some things in the meantime to be able to understand what that looks like.
Absolutely. I want to say also that, this past weekend, of course, one of our HBCUs got a bad knock, and that a lot of people did not realize that a majority of the people involved in that incident, they were not students. So, again, things happen. In terms of your take on that, for people to say that the campus is not safe, or some of the things that we've heard, even on national news, what do you say to people that have those concerns or want to label this particular university as not safe?
Well, again, our universities are as safe as our young people have been taught before they go off to school, or the friends that they make, or the friends that they take along with them. We just want to make sure that we encourage our young people to put themselves in positive situations, make good decisions. Things do happen. All universities and college campuses have issues. Now that they're going back to school, there are going to be some issues, and we pray that we don't have any fatal or severe injuries or things that happen to our young people. But it's the upbringing that we have with our kids, and we want to make sure that they understand what that life is when they leave home, and some of the dangers that are out there. Our young people do things a lot different. They videotape everything. They are very aggressive. They're trauma filled. And some of the things that they go through, they don't understand them and they don't handle them very well. And we just got to continue to encourage our kids to do right, and to put themselves in positive situations. They can be the best kid and be the kid that you always knew was going to be a mess up, but it happens. And we just have to continue to encourage our kids and love on our kids, and make sure we have all the information before we start making judgments about what has happened and all the rumors that you hear. And I try to stay away from those things, because I wasn't there to see it. I wasn't there to finish it. I wasn't there to be a part of the healing, and we may be a part of that. But if you're not going to be a part of that healing for that university or for that neighborhood or for those young people, then it's probably a good idea for you to stay out of it.
Absolutely.
because what we want to do, it's an event that took place, and now we want to see how it is that we can help that community to grow and to heal. There were some people that got injured. All of the families are going to be impacted as to what that looks like, and we continue to pray that everyone comes out well. Somebody's going to have to pay the consequences, but the consequences are not always just the incarceration, but some of the consequences are the things that people didn't see or that they didn't know, and we want to make sure that we keep the blame out of the situation.
Absolutely. It's tough out here. Every evening, every other evening, I'm out here and I'm seeing different tragedies, different events. Like I said, the pain, and when things happen, it's not just the again, like you stated, the victim, or it has long term effects, effects that people may or may not see for a while. So I think that what you are doing and what many other agencies are doing and organizations, it's all a part of that healing. And I like the way that for those that are willing to roll up their sleeves with integrity and come in and assist, you open the door and give them opportunities.
And we want to make sure that we continue to do well and do right ourselves. We are a living example for our young people to see, and a lot of times we don't meet that mark. And again, young people are hurting. Young people are in pain, and those that are not, this is not a video game. This is not something that you can erase and start all over again. And we have to explain those types of things to our young people, especially our little kids, because at the time it's fun and games. Sometimes what it is that we do about that, we have to make sure that we help them to understand that.
I like what you said. Now, this is not GTA. And for those parents that don't know what GTA is, you can Google it, but I'm going to tell you Grand Theft Auto. It's a lot of things that go on in there, and they got reset buttons. We got to teach our kids in reality, there is no reset button, in a lot of instances like that. So,
things happen. I understand, it wasn't in our area, but there was a 4 and a 7-year-old that stole the vehicle, while their parents was asleep. What does that look like? What is that? Is it that they need to go somewhere, want to go somewhere, just, attempting to have fun, but the dangers that go along with that, how many people are going to get hurt and what's that going to look like? We have to make sure that we educate our kids on the fun things and how fun things can become tragedies and what that looks like. But we have to constantly have communication with our kids, even when they don't want.
Absolutely.
I tell young people all the time, ask your parents how was their day.
Right.
Because kids always tell me, nobody asked how was my day. I said, well, did you ask how their day was? And it's a two-way street just to start a conversation, and we need to get to the point that everybody's not on the phone when they're in the same room. Maybe sometimes we're talking to each other. And I know everybody has busy lives and what that looks like, but can we keep up with what each other are doing so that we can show each other how much we care about what's going on in their lives? And I think that would be a big start for a lot of people.
Absolutely. We always appreciate when you come by. Hey, can you get you got your pockets ready for the camp?
I got a whole lot of
Yeah, you got a lot of pockets over there.
I need to make sure I have cargos on.
You guys gonna bring a trunk, or y'all just gonna bring
Oh.
a pair of pants and put some candy in?
Look, I got this parent. I got another parent that's got bigger
Sure, we're
pockets.
coming to get candy.
Come and get candy.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. As you know, I always have, I always have a pocket full of something, even when I'm not passing out candy. As the kids always know, I always have a pocket full of gift cards. And that's how I start conversations with young people, to ask them how was their day and how was school and things of that nature. And we have a conversation. And they always know that if you can answer the questions and you can have a 5-minute conversation with me, you get lunch or whatever meal that is that you need. Because we want to make sure that our young people know that we care.
You got Chick-fil-A?
Probably not.
Oh. Oh no.
Don't have Chick-fil-A gift cards, but as the kids told me, I need to go back to McDonald's and get some more.
Okay.
So I started to do McDonald's cards, but
Oh, nice.
probably a lot of the different places. The kids tell me where they eat at, and some of them come up to me and even ask me, "Who's the lady that got the card?" And we've actually had situations at our food distribution when we run out. We have a different set of cards that we actually give people, because we don't want anybody to leave our line without anything. And I take it upon myself to make sure that families can eat. Our seniors, as I always tell them, you have to have a full stomach in order to have a full mind. We want to make sure that we're nourishing people in all the ways that we possibly can. I remember remembering what I ate on certain days as I grew up and what I wore on certain days, and forgetting that I wore that Friday before Monday when I went back to school because there was but so many things I had. So I just try to make sure that we can provide, or I can provide for our young people and people that are growing up in the same types of communities. They don't all look the same now as they did before, but all kids enjoy people spending time with them and speaking positive things into their life, and not always fussing and arguing with what it is that they're doing. Take time to play with your kids. Take time to have conversation with your kids. Take time just to have a game night or family night or whatever that looks like. And I know some of our families are a little rough, but it still take that time to have conversations with the family, because at some point you're going to look up and the family's not going to be there, and you're going to be by yourself. And what does that feel like when there's something that you don't have a good memory of because you didn't take the time to have that?
That's neat though. AK?
I don't know what else to say. I'm just appalled. I'm appalled of everything that you do, and you still, whenever I see you, you never look tired. You never look tired. I don't care when I see you. You just never look tired to me. And I'm just trying to figure out how in the flim flam are you doing it? I'm just appalled. And I'm like so proud to know you and to be your friend, because it's just amazing work that you're doing. And I think a lot of people in the city just don't know everything that you do. You do a lot. You do a lot for the community.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You do a lot.
You know, I walk not by me, but I walk by what God has put in me and my family has done for me and in me, to make sure that, again, I can do for other people. I may not always get it right. And some people may not always like what I do or how I do it. But again, it's about the servant in me that makes sure that I can do for other people some of the things that weren't available to me.
Yeah.
And it's too much to be doing and too much that need to be done to be tired. You can't run the race tired. You have to run the race knowing that there's a finish line somewhere, and you want to be the one that gets that call to make sure that you've done it right when that time comes.
Yeah.
So,
I just recently saw your national night out, and I saw you walk across the parking lot, and I was like, she just looked vibrant, and you just smiling. And I'm like, I don't know how she doing this.
She got that secret oil.
Is that what it is? But we need some.
I enjoy being in those type of atmospheres.
Yeah.
Didn't always grow up in those type of atmospheres and wasn't that type of kid, you know. But I like doing kid type like things, and it's just enjoying being out and about, and just knowing people and learning people and being around people. I enjoy that to a certain extent. And in being in the position that I am in now, again, I want to make sure that people can see who I am and what I do, and what our office is about, and what our city is about. This is my city. I've grown up in this city, and everything I do is for this city and the people in the community. We have a lot of people that come into our city and want to run our city the way they want to run it, or think that the city should be a certain way. And those of us, we want to call it our city, then we need to do something to make sure that our city continues to grow, and do the things we need to do to help each other. And those people that come into our communities, we want to make sure that we embrace them, and what it is that they can bring to our community, and help to thrive in that, with us being in those central locations with each other to make sure that we can grow. We have a lot of work to do in our city, and that people, like I said, people are not always going to be pleased. But we just continue to do the work because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do even when nobody's looking. It's the right thing to do simply because it's the right thing to do. And we need to make sure that we continue to do that. So we encourage, and I encourage you all to be a part of anything that happens in our city. And when those things that are not so positive happen in our city, what is it that we can do as a community to grow our community, instead of it's always somebody that has something negative to say. I told you, or we knew that was going to happen. Yeah, but did you know that you can also do something to make the community a little bit different?
Right.
And we all need each other, and we need to make sure that we encourage each other in that instinct. Like I said, we're not always going to get along. There are going to be some bumps in the road, But I'm always going to be polite. I'm always going to be professional. I'm always going to speak to people, even when they don't speak to me. I was just listening to Kathy Hughes, and she was talking about um, presenting yourself the right way, even when people don't present themselves to you that way. And making sure that you're encouraged and that you're positive, even on your bad day. That you have to make sure that you're encouraging someone else to be the best person that they possibly can.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. And by the way, thank you for keeping up with the basketball. You keep up with all sports, but shout out to the Lady Balls, Candace and Shamika that went into the Hall of Fame. Go Balls! You know, had to get that in. Don't worry about that, AKU. No, but seriously, those like you know, they used had opportunity to play ball in college, and they went on to. I think both of them went to the Olympics too.
Well, Candace didn't really get that opportunity, which she should have. Candace is probably one of the best players in the world, or one of to name a few. But we want to congratulate all of those young ladies that went into the Hall of Fame, and people in general, the guys as well, that went into the Hall of Fame over the past weekend, and the '96 Olympic team, the female team that went into the Hall of Fame as well. It's so many things that sports can do for our young people, and I really don't think that I would be able to be the person that I am today if I hadn't been involved in sports. Didn't get involved in sports till a later part of my life, but let that be a guide for what needed to happen for me in my life. I think I did okay, but just trying to make sure that our young people are doing something that has structure.
Right.
The unfortunate thing now with a lot of sports is the coaches forget about the kids and the reason the kids are a part of sports, and are thinking about what is in it for them, especially now that kids get NIL deals and coaches are looking for jobs at other levels because, they have kids that are very good athletes. But we want to make sure that we keep that in perspective and make sure that, again, we teach our kids the right thing to do. A lot of our young kids, with the NILs, they can do things for their families and get their families out of situations. I know that some people don't like that, and what that does for them, it puts them in another level and takes them out of poverty sometimes. But we want to make sure that if we're using sports as a platform, that we can also use it as a springboard so that we all can uplift each other and become better and make sure that we understand what's going on in our lives. Sports helps us do a lot. It encourages us to communicate. And right now we have to worry about our young people's mental health when they are in a part of sports, even our little kids, because there's so much pressure on them to win.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that she's not clapping, she's fighting
the
a bug or something.
Yeah.
But that is something that you can clap about, that we make sure that our young people, that we encourage them and not put so much pressure on them, because they already want to do well. And then they want to do even better. Because they want to be able to do things for their family. And I remember that, saying that I would never have my mother to pay for me to go to college, and wanted to do everything I had to do to make sure that she didn't. And several degrees later, I'm thankful for the sacrifices that my family members made for me to get to where I am and how I got to where I was. And that's the only thing a parent wants to hear a kid say.
Yeah.
Is thank you, and that you've done your part because you did your part. Because, one of the things you're going to grow up in life and end up doing is for all that your parent did for you. If you live long enough and they live long enough, you're going to end up doing it for them.
Absolutely. I want to say two things in closing. One, as a former coach, I want to talk, hopefully this message will get to some of the coaches, some of the behavior now coaches. We need to understand, as Sheriff Irving said, this is about the kids. The kids are looking up to you for guidance and for structure and for how to behave. And when we do some things that we shouldn't be doing as coaches, it tarnishes the game. It sends the wrong signal to our kids. And so let's be mindful of it's not all about winning. We put so much emphasis on winning that we forget about the sportsmanship and the camaraderie and the team building and all those things that were fundamental when I was growing up playing ball. It built your character a lot of times for the next stage in life. So guys and girls and all of us, let's try to do better in that aspect. And as we close, I want to say to the Charles Johnson Jr. family, condolences and prayers to that family. Of course, everybody that knows CJ, uh, he was, very iconic in the city and the things that he did, and so he's going to be severely missed. So, again, we want to keep the family in our prayers.
Absolutely.
All right, man, you going to take us out here?
Yeah, I'm done.
Any closing
She's
statements?
speechless.
I'm done. Do you have anything? Anything going on that we need to know? Anyone in the city needs to know?
Not right now. Like I
Okay.
say, we in the sheriff's office, we continue to work our programs that we have inside the facility,
Okay.
and we're continuing to work with different organizations on the outside to ensure that we can do the things that are needed for our young people going back to school. As a part of my foundation, we are still working on getting kids back to school stuff, um, shoes and book bags and school supplies, and we want to do some of that at the end of the year so that they'll have it going back into the next year as well, in the school year in January. But we just continue to work hard and try to look forward to the holidays and keep people safe, but make sure that we can encourage people to do well, to be well, and to encourage each other to do the right thing.
Absolutely. And Sarah, I got one request. That bad car with all the metallic on
No.
it, and I just want to sit in the front seat one time.
Absolutely.
You ain't got to ride me nowhere. Just let me just sit in the front seat and just sit there and smile like Chester Chief.
Well, that's our cure car. And
Okay.
it has all of the different diseases that and things that are going on, all the cancers and all those things, and it idolizes all of them or emulates all of them to show people that we care and we understand their journey that they're going through, and that we in the sheriff's office are a part of that. So you'll be there for trunk or treat. The car will be there, and you
I
can sit in the seat. You can sit in the front seat, the driver's seat. Turn the lights on.
Yeah, this,
That's what
I
it's
ain't
for.
getting in the back seat.
No, you have to get in the back. You'll have to get in the back seat, and we
You
know
ain't getting
that.
that backseat,
Yeah, yeah, we know a lot of our people in our neighborhoods that say, "I'll get in that front seat with you, but I won't get in the back seat." And we understand that because that's a journey that we're still going through.
Right.
An unnecessary journey that we're going through. And we have to do our part to make sure that ends
Yeah.
sooner than later, and we have to make sure that our administration understands that as well. That we're all people and we're a part of what goes on in this United States, as they call them,
Yes.
to ensure that we're doing the right thing by people.
And thanks for explaining all about the car because I'd seen all the colors and I saw a couple of the, I think it was the cancer ribbons, but I never knew and paid attention to the rest of it. So now when I look at it, I'll be looking at it from a different lens and understanding how symbolic that really is. And it's just not a flashy car, but it means something. So thank you for explaining that and clarifying that.
Yeah, we always challenge our young people to go and find as many as they can and tell us what they mean,
Oh,
and
nice.
they'll look them up. You can Google anything nowadays
Right.
and say what are the cure colors, and there's some of them that are the same, but there's a cure color for everything now, and we want to make sure that we're recognizing that because some people are no longer with us because of
Yes.
those, and some people are going through it, and we want to make sure that we can be the example for those individuals, and especially our young people that are going through it. We have a relationship with our children's hospital here in Richmond because of the relationship that I had with them when I was growing up and what I went through. So we want to make sure that we continue to build on that and show our young people that we care. And then we appreciate the adults that are going through things as well, because you're not in this alone. Again, we all have to do this together.
And brothers, go have these checkups. Go have these your prostate check, your colon check. It took me a while. I finally manned up. You have to man up and had my colonoscopy in March, and thank God that everything was fine there. Tomorrow, go have some more blood work done. But guys, we like to be macho and we wait till it's too late where everything is falling apart. But if we go and have preventative things done, we're gonna find a lot of us living a lot longer if we don't have them done. So don't if your wife, person, family, whatever, somebody's on your case, just know that they love you. It's not because they're trying to nag you. It's because they care
Yeah.
about you.
Absolutely. Don't, we want to cry with you and not cry over you.
Oh, see,
Come on.
we gonna park that car right there.
As well.
They can y'all can roll on that one tonight for sure. Sure, Reverend, thank you again for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. And, you know, the door is always open to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Well, we're going home.
Go home. Yes. Go
We're
home.
going home. It's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure when you're here. Always. So we'll see you guys next week on Let's Talk Tuesday.
See you next week.
Always
Let's
say
talk
whatever
about it.
comes from the heart reaches the heart. Let somebody know how much you care about them before it's everlasting too late. Good night, everybody.
Good
night.
Good night.
The first thing that you need to do is to make sure you get yourself to as safe place as you can. Find yourself a competent attorney who practices in personal injury and will understand some of the things that you're going through. And as I tell people, for 33 years I've been doing this. I've had my own accident. So I would like to be one of those individuals that they would interview so I can at least try to find out how I can best help them myself.